Hi everyone and welcome along to the Celtic View Podcast, the home of the Scottish Premiership champions. I've been waiting all day to say that. I'm Ryan Maher and today I'm joined by three of the players that have been influential in this season's success. We've got Captain Callum McGregor, we've got Joe Hart, we've got Anthony Ralston, and we're going to spend the next 15 to 20 minutes look back on the season and what's been an amazing season, guys. We're filming this just a day after the whole title celebrations at Tannadice. I'm sure there's a few tired heads this morning. How are you feeling, Callum?
Yeah, a little bit tired. Obviously it was a bit of a late night last night by the time we got back, and obviously we were greeted outside the stadium by a couple of thousand fans, which made a massive effort to come back and welcome the team back as champions. So we very much appreciate that. It was a brilliant experience for all the boys, and especially the new lads that haven't experienced it yet. It just felt a brilliant moment for everyone involved.
Joe, that wasn't your first title celebration, but your first one here at the club. How did you enjoy that experience last night at Tannadice and coming back to Celtic Park?
Yeah, it was good. It was bouncing. It was. I've never, on my previous two titles, we've done them on the last day, so we've not been able to really kind of build in or have things planned. So yeah, I feel like last night was slightly off the cuff, but I'm really looking forward to Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Anthony, for yourself as well, we spoke after the match. You're talking about your pride and what you've achieved this season. How have you sort of enjoyed the season as a whole and enjoyed those celebrations?
Yeah, it's been a terrific season. I've enjoyed every minute, and we've always a collective unit from start to finish. Been brilliant. Everyone's attitude and commitment to what we're doing has been top class. So we're more than deserved the position that we're in, and now it's just about enjoying the moment.
Callum, it must have felt so different yesterday. Obviously after the season we had last year, even the season before that, where you didn't get a chance to celebrate the 9 in a row with the fans as well, it must have made it feel even more special yesterday.
Yeah, it's extra special. Like you said, we've not had it for a couple of years now. And 9 in a row stuff was a big one for the club, and obviously to have the supporters in the stadium and be able to celebrate it properly, that would have been a tough moment, especially it was for the players, but I can only imagine what it was like for the supporters as well. And like you touched on there, a disappointing season last year, and it's been a long couple of years. So we're really looking forward to getting everyone here on Saturday, having a massive celebration, the players going and delivering a good performance at the weekend, finishing strong, and then we can enjoy that title lift on Saturday afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Joe, for yourselves, because you've had that previous success, particularly at Manchester City, of lifting titles, when you were looking for a club to join in the summer and ended up being Celtic, those celebrations, that moment, did that just vindicate your decision to come to this club?
Look, they're a nice cherry on the top, but I'm just really pleased and proud to be part of the club. Everything that it was sold to me as, it's that and more. It's everything that I want to be a part of, especially this point in my career and last couple of years in football. What has not been everything that I wanted it to be, but life's not perfect, football's not perfect, and I went through that period and kept my head down, and I believed that something good would come of it, and I'm living that now.
Did it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, of course it did. You can't expect it. I didn't want to expect it. I didn't want to have any expectations. I think this is definitely the kind of place where you've got to live in the moment. And just smile. Like last night was nuts. In Tannadice was a great feeling, bouncing around in there and then coming home, being aware that a few people might be outside, and then look, the guys were there. They literally were. I thought we didn't have much to offer when we came home. We were going to come out and wave, and that was
what
it.
What are people expecting you to do?
Yeah, exactly. And I was a bit cautious, but the guys were just happy that we were happy, and we're happy that they're happy. It's a good feeling at the moment, but football can change quickly, so we're going to enjoy the moment, but our focus is on repeat.
Anthony, there's been so much change this season with the squad. Obviously you were still here in the summer period. Part of that change was Callum getting the captain's armband. Just give us a word on what he's been like as a captain this season, how he's led the team. What type of captain is he? Is he quite vocal? Is he always in your case?
Yeah, well,
watch what you're saying.
I was last night.
I've had to be, for God's sake. But no, I've said it before. He's been instrumental in how the team's performed this season, and to come in and take the role that Bruni left wouldn't have been an easy job, and Callum's come in and he's done a terrific job, and all the boys has followed in his leadership and backed up everything that he said in the changing room and on the training pitch. And you know, on a personal note, I've known him for quite a few years now as well, and seen the hard work that he's put in, and he deserves you know, getting his first title, and you know, I'm delighted for him.
I want to go through some influential moments in the season, and I want you all to kind of pick one, but Anthony, I'm going to start with you, and I'm not going to let you pick yours because your moment's obviously going to be that Ross County one. I need to get you to talk about it.
I'm going to say my shank at the pitch last night.
I mean, you can talk about that if you want, but I think we'll stick with Ross County. I think fans might prefer to hear about that.
Yeah.
How many times have you replayed that in your head, that winning goal in the 97th minute? Are we overplaying it a bit too much, or is it?
Yeah, no, well, I don't think I'll ever, it's one thing I don't think I'll ever get sick of seeing. It's definitely probably, you know, the best moment in my career in terms of just a personal highlight. You know, just to be able to always watch that back, and you know, it's a moment obviously I'll never forget, and it's one I never expected to happen, you know. So yeah, it was special, and you know, it contributed to the team in a positive way at the end of the day as well, which was the main thing.
Joe, yourself, any big moments that stand out? I mean, you can pick Anthony's if you want, but anything?
I did enjoy that moment. That was we were in quite deep. That was like a busy period of the of the season. Well, not that there hasn't been, but we were quite low. Injuries. We were throwing together teams at the time, and I think that moments like that, they're just huge, aren't they? They are huge, especially for it to be Tony, you know, popular member of the squad and heart on his sleeve kind of guy, to do it in front of the away fans. You know, everything about Ross County, it's a long way to go. It's a big travel. It's a big ask. Small little stadium, good atmosphere. That was a big moment, and it was. We were kind of teetering. I think we were probably behind on points at the time, so we couldn't afford to slip up. And I think Carl got sent off, and it just gave us good strong belief, and it was a strong moment in the year.
Callum, anything else for you stand out throughout the season?
Again, Tony's moment. Like Joe said there, it was a huge moment in the season. You know, a lot of injuries, a lot of games in December, and like Joe said there, we couldn't afford to drop any points at that point in the season. So it was a massive turning point in the season for us. I think back to the game against Rangers here as well. You know, it was a big night, big moment. The boys stepped up and delivered a huge performance, and I think you could see after that you know, the players really believed that they could go and win this league, and since then we've pretty much been perfect in terms of performance and results, and we've managed to deliver, you know, what the goal was at the start of the season.
I was going to ask what your favourite atmosphere probably was you experienced during the season, but I'd imagine it's that Glasgow derby at the start of February. Just, Joe, why don't you talk us through that night, that experience? That was your first derby experience at Celtic Park as well, so how special a night was that, both in the atmosphere and it put us to the top of the league for the first time? Yeah,
there was all sorts on that game. We were building momentum, but I think the fact that it was a night game, I think everyone knows, you know, even I knew that nobody wanted this game to be played anything other than on a Sunday, 12 o'clock. Police, stewards, both sets of fans. So when it fell how it did with COVID, to be I don't know, 7:45, 8 o'clock kickoff, you just knew, you know, any night game's fun here. Any night game is a good atmosphere. But with the belief and the momentum we were building, it was electric. It was absolutely electric. I had to check after that wasn't normal, because it was certainly something that I hadn't experienced. And the way we started and the way we played, it was frightening. It was like we were 12 against 11, and we took our chances. And like Cal said, we've not really looked back since.
Mm-hmm. I know as players you don't like to look too far ahead, but one thing we need to mention about lifting the title this year is it gets us into the Champions League next year, which I'm sure there's a lot of excitement. Anthony, for yourself, you've experienced the Champions League nights here at Celtic Park. Just how much excitement is there in the squad about those nights, and are you already looking at who you could potentially get in those pots? Because I know fans are. Yeah,
I mean, you know, it's the biggest, you know, competition you could be involved in at club level, and it's where every player wants to play their football, and it's no secret what Celtic Park's like in a European night. There's no place like it, and it's something that I'm sure all the boys were all looking forward to, and of course we'll obviously be looking forward to see who we play against as well and taking that head on as well. So no, it's something that's obviously going to excite us all, and it'll be something that coming back into pre-season we'll definitely be gearing towards amongst the other domestic titles as well. So no, definitely looking forward to that aspect of things next season.
Callum, are you watching the Champions League final in a scouting mission now? Is that?
That's how you got to start watching it like a coach now. You know, brilliant competition. Played in it a few times, and what it does is it makes you a better player. Tactically, understanding the game, physically, you got to be at the level. So it's a really exciting time for the club, exciting time for the new boys that haven't experienced it yet. And for us as a new group of players, I think the learning experience we'll get from it will be absolutely huge. We've obviously got guys like Joe who have been there and done it before, and they'll help us with the experience as well and carry the younger lads. But you know, what a place for the club to be. It takes us into that elite bracket of clubs again, financially brilliant for the club. But you know, ultimately for football players, that's where you want to play. You want to play in the Champions League and really test yourself against the best players. So like I said, we're all really looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Joe, one thing we've not touched upon yet in terms of this season has been the influence of the manager and how he's built this new team and got us into this position. How influential has he been, and what do you think he's done that's made us so successful this term?
He's been incredibly influential, simple as that. He takes it upon himself to lead from the front, and I think he makes it pretty clear. I think his way of leading can go one of two ways. You're either with him or you're not, and if you're not, he'll move on. But we've made it very clear that we believe in what he's got, what message he's got for us, what style he's got for us. He's kept it really, really simple. He's kept it on a day-to-day basis. Standards very, very high that he sets of himself, that he sets of all of us. And I just love the fact that we've bought into it as a group, because that's me personally something that I like to do. I like to have a leader and I like to follow. But you find at some clubs nowadays, you know, some people aren't feeling it, and they can form groups and cliques, and that's when it doesn't work. But I think that everyone's just been obviously hurt from what happened last year, so we were going to be united either way. But we've got a really strong leader with strong messages who's, you know, I'm 35 and I'm excited to come in every day because I'm learning, and I think that's a great place to be. So yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, well, we've not got too long left, so finally I just want to have some quick fire teammates questions. I want you to take us inside the dressing room and have a consensus between you on these questions. So first of all, who is the quickest player at the club in training, would you say?
Over what? Out the blocks or over long distance?
Out the blocks. Go for that, because you're never really doing 100-metre sprints, are you?
Big Cam would over long distance.
Is he really?
Over long distance,
Over long,
I
if he
mean,
can
it's
get
really-
going.
Saying Dizan's a shoot?
Yeah, he's
Oh, it's got to be, yeah.
He
Yeah.
covers.
Yeah.
Dizan and Kyogo cover ground.
Yeah. Slowest?
Hello.
Do you
Try to
take
cover
part
his
in
line.
it?
No,
Take
I
part in it?
don't.
Oh, no.
But I know for a fact I wouldn't live with these boys.
Best and worst dressed?
He's sitting right there.
Panned
Worst
into the
dressed
joggies.
Tracky man over there. Big Jules is up there as well.
Yeah.
It's worst.
He's caught in shorts and flip-flops every day.
Yeah, on a no effort day, he's
He's right up there.
yeah.
Best dressed.
Kyogo looks fresh every day.
He's good, he's got a bit of
He's
style.
got his own style.
I like that.
Jota.
There's not too many other ones.
Right, okay, so it's a more worst dressed and best dressed.
Danny's a wee bit out there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Hard man in the team?
I've got one.
No.
They're just good
Pansies.
guys. You're probably as hard as it gets.
I think Big Tone and Cam have.
Cam, I was going to say Cam, he's a bit.
That would be a decent battle.
Yeah. I mean, there must have been a few dance moves last night, so best dancer.
You seen it? Did you know? See it? I hope that didn't go out on social media.
Yeah, that. No, there wasn't. We didn't celebrate last night. We thought we were going to celebrate, and our leader told us that we weren't allowed to till Saturday. So we got no interesting stories from last night. No.
So Saturday's when we'll get to see the dance moves
Yeah.
properly. Right, okay.
they'll all come out.
Future manager, who do you see in the dressing room?
Cal.
You?
Could be me and you.
You thinking about that
Coach,
at the moment,
assistant
do you?
coach.
I won't be coach or
No,
manager.
you know.
No?
No.
You'll be slaughtering me if they stand in.
Yeah.
You'll be doing the podcast, tell me how bad I am.
Yeah.
And finally, who are the Scottish Premiership champions?
Oh, you can tell it.
Yeah, we can say that, yep. Thanks so much for joining us for the Celtic View podcast, as I said, the home of the Scottish Premiership champions. And thank you guys for the season you've given us. You put a smile on so many fans' faces, and it's been an absolutely brilliant watch. So thanks again, and thanks very much for watching. Cheers.